In this week's video, we are going to be making frozen lemon squares.
Yes, but that name does not do them justice.
Yeah, we really like these. We've made them in the past a couple times.
First thing we're doing is the crust. Okay, so we're going to be breaking up, we've already done a little bit, but we're going to be breaking up graham crackers and putting them in my little food processor like this. And you can do some if you want, Justin. And in little pieces, and then we'll process them into like crumbs, basically. It's 1 1/4 cups of graham cracker crumbs per 9x9 pan. We're making 2 of these because we're pigs. We'll down one of these probably in one night, so. So we're gonna measure, we need 1 1/4 cups. Whoops, I lost the quarter cup, it's over here. Level this off. 1, and then we need 1/4 cup. You wanna do that?
Sure. There we go.
The next thing we need is 1/4 cup of melted butter for each one of these things. So we're gonna cut that in half and melt it.
We're gonna melt it in the...
We'll just melt it in a pan and on the stove.
We could just put it in our armpits and wait for it to get mushy.
Yes. So you gotta take care of melting the butter. If you can do 1/4 cup of sugar in each of these.
So now we're doing this sugar. We have our lemons here.
We need 1/2 cup of lemon juice for each recipe, approximately. We have this cool new device, and it is a lemon squeezer thing. First, we have to cut these in half. All right, do you want to try that?
Sure.
So it'll go in here, and it'll strain out any seeds.
Ooh, I think it's working. Yes, juice is coming out.
I am over here adding the melted butter to our graham cracker sugar mixture.
That's for the crust.
So while he's doing that, I'm stirring the whole mixture of graham cracker, sugar, and butter.
Is that good? Do you think I got everything out?
Yeah, is this the first one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you ought to see this. There's like literally pretty much
Whoa.
everything has been taken care of there.
Things
So
works pretty well.
once you've mixed this up, we have to press it into the pan. So I'll show you that. How's that cut on your hand doing? No, just kidding.
So far, we have just done 3 lemons, and we already have this much juice. Just 10 more to go.
Now I've got a pan that's about 8x8 and it's buttered because I don't want anything to stick. And I'm going to put the graham cracker into it and push it down to kind of, get firm as like a crust in the bottom. I'm using the wax paper from the butter to kind of not have my hand get all yucky and stop pushing this into the pan to make it even and flat on the bottom. Justin's currently standing in a lemony pile of graham cracker crumbs. A gritty.
Oh! This is going great.
By the time you're done, it's going to look something like this, and then it's going to bake at 325 to consult the recipe. You don't actually bake it until everything else. Okay, so this is going to be, we're just going to set it aside because in a little bit we'll put the filling in it and the whole thing will bake in the oven. Basically, after you've got the crust ready, you take a can of sweetened condensed milk, 3 egg yolks, and your 1/2 cup of lemon juice. And you put it in a thing and beat it for a little bit, pour it in the pan and bake it, and then we'll make the whipped cream, which is the best part.
And now we are on to the last one, and comment down below if you are willing to donate your hands for a transplant, because mine are pretty much dead now. We're almost there, we just need a tiny bit more of the lemon juice. So, time to kill my hands again.
Because I think that has got you right just above a cup.
Perfect. My hands. So here is the finished product of the squeezed out lemons.
So what we're going to do is, Justin, can you put 1 can of this into here, and I'm going to be separating eggs.
And then what is this stuff?
Sweetened condensed milk. It is not evaporated milk. It has to be sweetened condensed milk. We need to use 3 egg yolks per square pan. So we have to separate the eggs. I'm going to be putting the white of the egg in a container that I can save it in, put it in the fridge, use it with scrambled eggs, and then I'll just put the yolk in this. So first I crack the egg, okay, then I get it pried open here, and I just sort of transfer the egg carefully back and forth until that yolk, well, the yolk and the white are separate. Now I have a separated egg. Do you want to try one?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, careful. It's starting to lose yolk, so put it in here. Yeah. Well, not
Oops.
this.
Sorry.
Okay.
Put the shell in.
We're gonna wash our hands, and then so you can pour that into there. Now we have to do the 1/2 cup of lemon juice. So because we don't want to do too much, I'm actually going to pour it into here. We only use 1/2 cup. So you can add that.
Adding the lemon juice into the mixture.
Alright, that's probably good. You can just kind of butter it over top of that.
I'm so articulate with my limbs.
Okay, put this aside for a second and do that same thing again.
So you just open this can of phlegm, dump it into the next bowl.
So the 3 egg yolks are ready for you. No, this one, sorry.
Oh. Almost added the completely wrong thing.
So now we have to do the same thing again, mixing it up. Now let's get our pans. This part's pretty easy. You just want to have a scraper. Hang on, let me get that. And this will help us get all the goodies into the pan.
So now we're just dumping all of the filling into the crust. This is gonna be so delicious. I can't wait to eat it.
One for me and one for the rest of the family. So mine kind of went to one side a little bit, so I'm just sort of making sure with my spatula that it's spread evenly on the pan. We're gonna put these in the oven, 325 for 30 minutes, and then we have to let them cool completely and then add our topping. But while they're baking, we can make the whipped cream. You can never have too much whipped cream. I'm gonna chill this in the fridge because the whipped cream will end up sitting in here for a while and we don't want it to melt. The way I like to whip cream is I have these cups, and I know this seems crazy, but for some reason a long, like tall, thin container can make the cream whip faster and better. First we're gonna shake it up just a little bit. You can pour about, not quite halfway, a little less than half. That's good. Yeah, it's more like a third, I guess. Put that down in there, then turn it on high. We're gonna whip it to a certain point, and then we're gonna add some sugar and vanilla.
Are you sure?
Yep. I'm doing about 2 tablespoons for this. 1, 2, a little less than a teaspoon of vanilla. You don't want it, look, it's got a little bit stiffer than I was thinking.
We might have whipped it a little bit too much.
It is kind of a little bit too whipped, maybe. It's hard for me to tell. I probably should have done it.
Sorry about that. So now we are making another one of these cups of whipped cream.
Plugging it back in, and this time I will tell you to stop sooner. Here we go. I'm going to add a smidgen more from the other one, so hang on. All right, stop it. I think. Let's just make sure it looks... All right, so that's good.
We just have 1 more cup of whipped cream to make.
Put that down in there and start it, and I will come over with the sugar.
Oh, forgot to... That would have been a disaster. Oh yeah, I think this is the best one yet.
Now this all gets combined together, and we will spread it on after it's done baking and cooling.
Oh yeah, this stuff looks so good. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the best part of cooking.
They're actually done, so we're going to take them out and, whoops, let them cool on there. Yes, they appear to be set, which means they're not jiggling around. The stuff is fully cooked. So we'll let those cool, and then we'll put the whipped cream on top and put it all in the freezer for 4 hours at least. And then when you go to eat it, I recommend taking it out probably about a half an hour before you eat. Okay,
so these have sat out for a couple hours maybe. So now they're all cooled off, so we can put on the whipped cream.
It's a tiny bit warm, but it'll be fine because we're gonna put it in the freezer. If you want, I could kind of hold it. Let's go to this one. Just kind of push it. Of course, you can make it look kind of cool looking with your spatula here.
So we're just gonna spread it out. So we'll show you all the layers.
You got your graham cracker, your lemon, and your whipped cream on top. Now it's time to put this in the freezer. I like to cover it with saran wrap and then put it in the freezer. It has to be at least 4 hours, but you know, if you had to go with 3 hours or something, you'd probably be okay. But when you go to eat it, it's good to take it out a little bit early so it's not quite as frozen solid. Make a space. Hang on. Okay. There we go.
There they are. Until tomorrow, my friends. I will be waiting in here.
Oh man, this ain't coming out right.
I know, I see.
See? Now that's decent.
Okay, so it is the next day, and it was in the freezer for a long time, all the way overnight. We got it out, and we're going to taste test.
Can't wait. It's still kind of frozen.
That is really good.
Although the graham cracker crust is quite firm.
It's been so hot lately, it's nice to have a cold thing to eat.
Reminds me a little bit of like cheesecake as far as the way that we want to eat it. We want to like slice down and get all the layers. I guess there's not really that many layers on cheesecake, but
If you listen, it kind of sounds like ASMR when you... Pretty good. It tastes so fresh.
it is like the perfect summertime. It's not even summer yet, but we're just getting ready and practicing. I think I was eating some other lemon thing, and it was not, didn't have the zing because it didn't have real lemon juice in it. There's nothing like it.
That was one of the best desserts I've had
Yes.
in quite a while. And here is the recipe that we used. Just like pause the video and take a screenshot if you want to make this yourself. Thanks for coming along on this wonderful journey of making and eating such great desserts.
Bye.
Yoda, I am. Ask me a question. You must. Blurry I am.